All right, in this video, I'm going to show you guys how to make the OnShape candy dispenser. When you're done, it'll look something like this. This is the orthographic projection. We're actually going to build this thing piece by piece. So for this video, we're going to start down here, all right? So first things first, let's jump into OnShape. Let's make sure our workspace units are correct. Click on these three little lines and go to workspace units. Make sure right here says inches, and then once it does, hit the green checkbox to save it. Now I recommend you come over here and turn off the front and right side view so you got just one plane, and then come over to your little dice here and double click on top so that you're nice and square. We're going to click on the sketch tool, choose the top plane, then we're going to go to a center point rectangle right here, click on the origin and make a rectangle. We're going to set the dimensions to 5.5 and 5.5. Next we're going to extrude this thing, and we're going to extrude it not by 1 inch but by 0.75. The wood that we will be using is 3/4 inch, so if we set that to 0.75, we get the same effect. Now if we got that here, we got our block. Now we're going to make these corners look pretty, so we're going to choose the fillet tool. We're going to change our radius to 0.5 right here, and then we're going to click on each one of these corners. All right, now we got a nice rounded piece. This will be our bottom piece. We're going to green check to save it, and we're going to start a new piece. Now, to create a new piece, you're going to go down here to this little insert tab, and you're going to hit insert new tab. Actually, before you do that, right where it says Part Studio 1, we're going to rename that. So right click on this, hit rename, and call it bottom. Now we're going to do the top piece. Hit the plus button, go to Create Part Studio, and now we got a new one. Let's rename this one while we're here, and we're going to call this one top. Make this big again. All right, we're going to do the same thing we did before. We're going to turn off the front and right side angle. We're going to double click on top to square up. We're going to choose sketch, top plane, center point rectangle, start on the origin, and we're going to make another square, but this time we're going to do 4.5 by 4.5. Next, we're going to extrude it. Our extrusion is at 1. We want to change that to 0.75. Hit enter. Looks very similar to the one we just had. I'm going to hit the green checkbox to save that. And then we're just going to add our fillets one more time. Make sure we're at 0.5. Looks like we're good. And click on those four corners. Green checkbox when you're done. For this piece, you'll notice in the drawing that it's a little bit different. Other than the size, we got to add this hole right in here, okay? So to add this hole right in here, we're just going to go to the middle of this object, and we're going to add a 3-inch diameter hole. So since we started on the origin, real simple, we're going to hit sketch. We're going to click on the top of this piece, and we're going to choose center point circle. Go to the origin, draw your circle, type in the number 3, and hit enter. Last thing we need to do is extrude this guy and change this to remove, and then pull our circle through, green checkbox to save. All right, now we got 2 pieces done. All right, next piece we're going to do is we're going to do our center parts. So again, we're going to go and hit the plus button, create a new part studio, and we're going to call this one, we'll rename this one, what does it say on here? We're going to do the 3.75 by 1.25. We're going to do rename 3.75 by 1.25 inches. Okay. All right. Next piece, same song and dance. Turn off front and right. Double click on top. Sketch, top, square, rectangle. We already know our dimensions are 3.25, or I'm sorry, 3.75 for the height, 3.75 by 1.25. Lastly, we're going to extrude it by the same numbers we did with the other 2 pieces, 0.75, and we're going to hit enter. All right, so we got our middle piece. We'll be using 3 of these in the assembly, but good for us, we only have to model it once. Moving on, we're going to add another part studio. create part studio. And this time we are going to be working on the bottom middle piece. So that is this guy right here. We're going to do the 5 by 1.25. Okay, this piece is pretty similar, but we're going to add in a little fillet right there. Okay, so we're going to go back here. Same thing as before. Turn off the front, turn off the right, double click on top, draw your square, and change the dimensions. So this one is 1.25, and the side one is going to be 5. Extrude, again, 0.75. Checkbox. We're almost ready. We're almost done. We're going to go to the front side here, and we're going to go to the fillet tool. We're going to click on this bottom little corner so that we get that there. And then you can leave it at 0.5, or you can increase that a little bit to 0.6 if you would like, or even 0.7. All right, that looks good to me. Green checkbox. All right, now we have so now if we look at here, all right, so now if we look here, we have our top, we have our bottom, we have our bottom middle. Now we're going to do our top middle. So this will be the slider arm that moves back and forth on our candy dispenser. This one gets a little bit more complicated, so make sure that you guys are paying attention, okay? So right here, we got our slider arm. It's going to be the same thing. We just got to add 3 holes to that. So we're going to go here. Started. We're going to hit the plus button. We're going to create a new part studio, and we're going to call this one slider arm. We're going to start from the top. I'm going to turn off front and right. I'm going to sketch, and I'm going to choose a center point rectangle. Put it up something like that. Our length is going to be 10, and our width is going to be 1.25. We're going to zoom out. Now we're going to extrude this thing, same value as before, 0.75. Now we're going to add our holes. We're going to go to top. We're going to select sketch, select the face here. We're going to start with a center point circle. We're going to start from the back side here. We're going to make sure we got that little yellow box. We're going to come down just a little bit. We're going to go to a small circle. We're going to go to the bottom here. We're going to do another small circle down here. And then we're going to take another circle straight up from there, right about here, and do our bigger circle. Now we're going to take our Smart Dimension tool, and we're going to spread those. Out. So I'm going to click the center of this circle to the edge of here. I want that to be about 0.5. I want the center of this circle to the edge of here to be, we're going to put that at about 3. And then we're going to move this last one to the back, and that's going to be about 0.5. Last thing we need to do is we need to do our extrude. We're going to select this one. That one's selected already. Those ones, we're going to change remove, and now we're going to pull all those all the way through. All right, so there is our slider bar. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to create the dowel. So we're going to go hit the plus button. We're going to go hit Create Part Studio. We're going to right-click and rename this thing Dowel. We're going to double-click on top, turn off our front and right plane, sketch, 1 circle right here, right in the middle, and we're going to make that 0.25 diameter so that it fits nicely in that hole. And then we're going to extrude that by 1 inch, green checkbox. All right, now we have all the parts. Now we have our dowel, slider arm, bottom, middle pieces, top piece, bottom piece, and now we are ready to move on to our jar.